If I can get the channel to 55 subscribers, you can all be expecting that video in the future. Hey everybody, Frugal Brando here. Since we did hit 55 subscribers in that challenge, and I am a man of my word, today we're going over every single stock that I have picked in all of my brokerage accounts. I do just want to say thank you though to everyone who has subscribed and helped us get over the 100 subscriber milestone. That is absolutely incredible. I hope you get some use out of this video to see how I've picked stocks in the past and how my portfolio is set up for the future. I currently have money in 3 different brokerage accounts, so I figured we'll go through the stocks that everyone's going to want to see they're up over 100% on. We can do those first, go over to the other 2 brokerage accounts, which are with Webull and Public, versus with my current brokerage account where a lot of my money is with, which is Fidelity. My cost basis on Nordstrom of $13.11 has given me about $2 grand in gains. Still debating on when I might sell out of this one, but this was definitely a great timed investment. Disclaimer, I am not a fan of timing the market or anything like that. I am no expert stock picker, but when I see stocks go on sale, I just like putting money in, and you'll see a little pattern with that in coming up with some of the other stocks that I've picked. The only other stock that I currently have that I'm up over 100% on is going to be Sony. If you want to see how I thought about buying Sony stock and my analysis on it before I even bought it, definitely check out the video on how Sony paid for my PS5. This is a phenomenal company with so many business industries of music, media, video games, TVs, camera, electronics in general for consumers, that when I bought this at $55 a share, it was a no-brainer. Flipping over to Webull quickly, I really only have about $500 in here, but it is mostly with 2 different stocks that I just started buying a little bit. One of which is AMD. When this thing dropped down a little bit, I think I'm in around $77 a share, which for me still sucks to say because I remember a few years ago when this was a $10 stock and I knew about AMD and I just never bought it. The majority of my Webull brokerage account is actually invested in BJ. And no, that's not Ben & Jerry's. It's actually BJ's, the wholesaler, which you could think of just like another Costco or Sam's Club if you're familiar with either of those. Now, BJ's claims to have the lowest prices around, which I think they do because I've gotten some stuff pretty cheap, but that could just be from also using their coupons. However, I think BJ's is in a position where they can grow. They have expanding markets. They are trying to retain a lot of their customers, and they do retain, I believe, 88% of their customers as of their most recent presentation. Maybe I'll build my BJ's position into, oh God, BJ's position. Maybe I can build my BJ's position large enough that it'll actually pay for my yearly membership over time. If it does that, for me, it's a good investment. All the other stocks in my Webull portfolio are going to be from the referral program. Usually once you use someone's referral link, you'll get a free stock and they also get a free stock. So I've got shares of AMC, the movie theater company, which funny enough, I had a lot of this one before when it was pretty well trending, but ADT, GE, SWN, I'm not familiar with most of these companies. I'm familiar with some. Maybe I'll do research on them if they go in a big direction one way or the other, but otherwise I'm just keeping them. We can quickly flip over to Public, and I say quickly because I didn't even put any money in here. The only reason I have Public is because a friend sent it to me on a referral. So I have $8 worth of Amazon, which isn't much. But it is an interesting app. I know it's a social-based investing app, so I'm pretty curious to know if anyone has used Public and what your thoughts are on it. Maybe I'll start putting money here and then everyone can follow Frugal Brando and see when I lose a bunch of money, which we're gonna get into that one right now. What better way to go back to my main brokerage account than to show a position that I'm down over $200 on? That position would be Corsair. Now, I do regret not buying this one earlier on. I remember sending this one to coworkers of, hey, this one's gonna IPO, and some of them knew about Corsair. What did they end up doing? They bought in like $20 or so. How high did Corsair go up? A little over 50. Anyway, when it dropped under 40, I did start my position. If you are not familiar in the gaming space, Corsair makes a lot of the hardware for gamers. They keep putting out new, amazing keyboards, mice, all that stuff. And they also own Elgato, which is the king for Stream Deck, streamers, gamers, Twitch, everything. And I have a very strong belief in esports in the future. This is just the beginning for Corsair. They already have millions of followers on their Instagram and social pages, they are pretty popular amongst a bunch of the big streamers, and I cannot wait to see how they grow in the future. Next up on the list, in alphabetical order, we are going to have Facebook. You cannot have FANG without Facebook, and if you're unfamiliar with FANG, that basically stands for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. Bunch of stocks that have performed very well over the past several years. Now, Facebook also owns Instagram, they also own WhatsApp, and I don't plan on selling this one anytime soon. As always, perform your own due diligence. I'm not a stock picker, I'm not a financial advisor. This is entertainment purposes only, and I'm done waving my hands. Let's get to the next stock, which I absolutely love. As you can probably tell, a lot of these companies so far are tech-based, and that is just because I like the tech sector, and it has a lot of aggressive growth. Now, with that being said, diversification in your portfolio is always good. That way, in case one sector sells off or something really bad happens and you're only in one stock, say NEO or something like that, then you're protected. So what better way to be protected than to get into an industry that's basically government backed since 2008, and that would be the banks, and that is why I have a position in JP Morgan Chase and a cost basis a little under $130 a share. I am a customer of JP Morgan Chase. I love one of their credit cards. I was also thinking a while ago of buying Bank of America. That stock has also done very well recently, and banks tend to be good dividend plays, so a portion of the money that the actual company is making, they pay that back to you for either in cash, or you can have that automatically invest and buy more shares of the company. Next stock in my account is going to be Lemonade. My cost basis here is at $69.25. This is an insurance company, but it's not an insurance company. It is selling insurance, but behind the scenes is tech and machine learning. The market share that these online insurance companies are going to grow like crazy. I'm sure everyone in the country and potentially around the world has heard of the next stock that I'm going to mention, since it is one of the vaccine manufacturers, and that would be Pfizer. Now, I am not after growth with this one. If you look at a 5-year chart of Pfizer, it really goes between $30 and $40 a share. It's not much. However, they are the pharmaceutical king. They have a very big market cap. They do 40+ billion in revenue every single year, and they pay out 4% a year in a dividend. Well, now that I'm in tech, now that I'm in pharmaceuticals, and now that I'm in the banking sector, what's another industry that I could potentially put a little bit of money in to diversify? Well, I guess you could call this pharmaceuticals, but I usually just call them the green trees play. That would be Planet 13, ticker symbol PLNHF. I don't have a lot of money here. This was a little bit that was just sitting in my account, but I do have a fairly low cost basis, and this has run up a fair amount, so I'm not really putting much else in here. So it is a small diversification for me, but this is a very popular company, very crazy growth. I do think if you look at a state of sort of the US, that legalization is either going to become more popular across the states or potentially at a federal level. And when that happens, a lot of people are going to want to start spending money on these green trees. And why not be a part of it? We can flip back to tech for the next stock, and that's going to be Palantir, or ticker symbol PLTR. Now, this is a very heavy analytics or data play. So this one has a lot of government contracts, and I think they will break into the enterprise space because they have solutions that fit on top of massive amounts of data and help companies drive results. There's also a really cool video by another YouTuber who talks about how Palantir is sort of a very good Biden administration play, since Palantir has a very good relationship with this company already. So I will throw that video in the video description to help out that creator. And as you can see, I liked his video, so please consider liking my video while you're here as well. This next stock I also have a regret in, and that is going to be Square. Now, Square is one that one of my coworkers mentioned to me, and then I realized and just thought about this company, and I knew people for businesses who had the Square readers, and then I kept continuing to see Square accepted at so many different places, and I made a position in Square. I actually wanted to try out something and protect some of the gains in the stock, so I set a stop loss. So basically, if a stock rides to a certain percentage and then it falls, it'll sell so that it locks in some of your gains and you don't lose all of that. Well, what happened with Square was that I bought in under $70 a share and it rode up well past 240, I think it was. And then it had a small correction down to 210, I think it was, and my stop loss triggered. What happened like a month later is it went right back up and I immediately regretted that stop loss. So I have to figure out how to get better at stop losses and not worry so much about my gains, or maybe I don't sell as much in the stop loss. Maybe I just sold off 10-15% instead of the entire position. That one's on me, but I did rebuild a position back in Square and I actually own more of it than I did before. I'm still happy that I was able to rebuild my position, even though I don't see the amazing 100 or 200+% on the position since I did sell out of that original lot. This next stock is actually my newest position, and that would be Target. This is one that I've had in my watch list for a very long time because it falls into my strategy of buying stocks. It's a lot easier for me to figure out if I want to invest in a company if I'm a user of their product, their service, or whatever it is. So with Target, I've been shopping there for years. I have the red card. I love going there. I don't like spending money, but it is a great company side, and every time I'm at Target, it's busy. So that's that part. And then with looking at the stock, when I saw this stock fall from my watch list when it corrected, I said, all right, I have some money laying around. Now's the time to build my position. So I bought in with a cost basis under $180 a share, and this is very rare for me with a stock, but I've made about $400 in a month. I may have to consider buying more because this is a company that I'm spending money at. So what better way for my investment in Target to pay for some of my purchases than to buy more of the shares? What better way to end off my brokerage account than to mention the one stock that everyone talks about nowadays, and that would be Tesla. Now, I did actually own 4 shares of Tesla back in 2019 pre-split. Sadly, when I tracked it out of my 4 shares when I bought them in 2019, that would basically be like buying Tesla at the current price of $46 a share, and it's now trading at over $700 a share. The money that I did, that several $100s, was money that I used for my closing costs on my house. So thankfully, the equity in real estate has well exceeded that money that I would have made from Tesla. But this is a stock that when tech sold off recently and I was able to get in for a little around $600 a share, I figured this is just a company that I do want to be a part of. If it goes to $300, fine, then I can build a bigger position. And if it goes to $1,000, then I can cheer and say, yay, Tesla went to $1,000 and I made $400 on this one stock. That wraps it up for all 3 of my brokerage accounts and every individual stock pick that I have across all of them. Let me know in the comments if you are a bull on any of these stocks and you think they're going to the moon. And also let me know if you are a bear on any of these stocks and I should sell out to keep the gains that I currently have while I still have them. I do just want to say that everyone starts somewhere. When I was first starting to buy stocks, I think I put like $100 in one of these accounts, and that's where it really started. Now I do a lot more than that just because my portfolio has grown, but we all start somewhere. I've made bad decisions and I've made some pretty good decisions too. So if you don't feel like doing stocks, index funds, active, passive, there's a lot of different ways to invest. I have ideas of doing future videos on other people's stocks, recommendations or picks. So if you do want to be sure to see those or any other videos I do on personal finance, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. I hope you all enjoy this out there, and until the next video, please be smart with your money.